Yeah, I don't want to waste too much time. So thank you for taking the time to join this call. I mean, I just want to hear right. We create the product for people like yourself that have challenges. Proving that you guys did your job right. In a 3PL world, it's even more challenging. So if you could, yeah, please, share, what was the problem you guys originally had, and then how has LoadProof, solved that problem for you. How is your life better and so forth. I mean, if you could please start with a small introduction of your business, that'll be great. We can go from there.
Okay. Now, are you recording this, or you're just gonna use this as a written testimonial?
I'm recording this. Is that okay? I mean, will yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Is this background okay? Do you want
Yeah,
me to
yeah.
blur?
Oh, the background is perfectly fine. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, okay. So you just want request again what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, my name is Puga Sankara, right? I'm the principal with this company, Smart Gladiator, and we started, LoadProof. We created the product LoadProof, working with, Kenco Logistics and so forth. So, I mean, at the end of the day, right? I mean, we want to make sure that, not only one is, you guys are spending money and putting a lot of effort in using the system. So one is, it's solving the problem, for you guys, right? I want to make sure that we are really accomplishing that for you guys. I mean, you are not only taking the time, energy, and putting the effort and using the system, and you're paying for it. So at the end of the day, I want to make sure you're happy with the product and it's really adding value, right? That's the most important thing. So how is that adding value, and what is your scenario, and what was the challenge you guys had? How is your life better now, and also what else we can do, right? That's the most important thing. At the end of the day, you can sell all you want. It's not about selling and running away, but giving a product, and I've been to 200 plus warehouses. That's my previous life. I implemented WMS systems when I was working for Manhattan Associates. They're also here in Atlanta. So I'm passionate about people like yourself on the warehouse, dealing with all the struggles, and so part of the mission is also making life better for people on the warehouse floor. So I'm excited to hear from a real user, especially from a executive level leader, right? How is it working for you? How is it solving your problems? I understand 3PL, right? It's very scrappy business sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be very creative to get it done in a very lean fashion, and we empathize with you guys, right? So that's why we created the product, and we are looking at all possible ways to get it out there so anybody can take advantage of it. So and part of that is really hearing from the end user, and that's at the executive level. Is it really helping adding value at the bottom line, to your bottom line, and and making your life better, right? Making life better for your end users on the floor, right? So that's why I'm I want to, and we do that with all our customers. I mean, we want to do it with every single customer, but not everybody shows up and they have the time and all that, right? So thank you for making time for this, right? This feedback helps us a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are 3PL,
Correct.
and so our situation is that we're fulfilling orders for our customers. There's not a lot of margin in it. We don't own the product, and
Correct.
so we're providing a service.
Correct.
But in the event that we overship or we undership, we do have to make it right.
Correct.
The biggest challenge we have is with overshipments,
Yep.
getting the product back to us.
Correct.
That is
Extra expense.
it's
Yeah.
an expense that we don't have the margin to absorb. So
Got
it
it.
becomes very expensive.
Correct.
And so the first step is being more accurate, but then the second step is having something in place to prove when you are accurate that just because your customer rejected this doesn't mean it falls on us.
Yep.
Or just because your customer claimed a shortage, it left here.
Yep.
And so what LoadProof does is it enables us to have these pictures stored by the order, to be able to pull them up and send them to the customer.
Yep.
And show what we actually shipped.
Yep.
Now sometimes it doesn't show things in our favor, and that's an internal struggle that we have to work through. But just having access to those pictures is helpful. Having a place to store them, getting them off of people's phones, not having to deal with, well, this person no longer works here and they took the photos. Well, it's in LoadProof, so it's covered there. So it's been very helpful from that standpoint.
Okay, great. So what was the, problem before, and how has your life improved, because of LoadProof?
So the problem before was, a customer says that, an end customer says they didn't get the shipment arrives and something's short.
Yeah.
Well, without photos, we have no way of proving that, well, we did ship everything. Maybe it got lost in transit.
Yeah.
Maybe they've received it incorrectly, whatever the reason may be for a shortage to exist.
Yeah.
We have to have photos to prove that it didn't start here.
Okay.
And in doing that, we, are able to show how it left here, and prove that the picture, or that the product left the way it was supposed to.
Correct.
What we were running into before is, everyone's got a phone.
Correct.
People were taking pictures of shipments.
Okay.
But say someone doesn't work here anymore, or they damaged their phone, or, they're running out of space on their phone, so they delete things.
Yep.
Well, then pictures weren't available. And, it was creating problems for being able to show what was actually shipped. Because sometimes, these pictures aren't needed for months after a shipment has gone out.
Got it. So basically, there are some warehouses that are literally a revolving door, right? I've seen all kinds of, scenarios, and people leave and, they take their phones with them and the photos are gone, basically, right?
Correct.
And so you guys still...
Well, and also, searching on a phone for photos, going back to the day that it supposedly shipped and looking through all the pictures, like LoadProof gives you the ability to store the pictures together by the order number.
Correct.
And recall them that way.
Correct.
So it's better for finding things as well.
Correct. Very quickly you can retrieve the photos. So today, you don't have that problem of people, leaving with their phones, and now you can pull the photos, quickly. And how do you guys, show the photos to your customer? Do you email the photos, or do you, download the PDF and share it with them, or what's been the most effective way?
We are currently downloading the PDF and sharing it.
Okay.
That is a little time consuming, just because, you got large photos and the time that it takes the system to develop that PDF. So a streamlined way to share that, without the added expense of giving a customer their own site so they could have access, but being able to have, individual customers have access to just loads associated with their account would be, a very nice thing. But as a 3PL with a lack of, that margin on the product, we can't exactly afford to set up each customer with their own LoadProof account.
Fair enough.
So right now we don't give our customers access to LoadProof. Just send them pictures as they request them.
Got it. So it would be nice to do it. Even, forget the cost, right? We'll deal with the cost separately. So that's something that you folks would like it. If we can.
I would love for my customer to be able to look up the pictures and not bother me, because half the time we haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
And so then it saves me the step of going and looking up pictures for orders when y'all went out correctly.
Yeah. How many customers you guys have approximately, right? You are in a silver plan. Silver plan still has a, like what, 10 users. You guys have 10 users, right?
So we have about 30 customers, but we only take pictures of LTL orders.
Oh, yeah.
We don't do anything for parcel shipments. And so we've really only have 3 customers that we really use LoadProof for.
Okay.
And then of those 3, there's one that asks for enough photos that I would want to give them access.
Okay, so you guys haven't given them access because they would have visibility to everything. You want some kind of a filter criteria, so they can see only specific loads. Is that why you haven't given? You're still running the PDF way? maybe?
Yeah, I never thought about just giving them access to all of LoadProof.
Okay. Because we are working on a capability where we can provide some kind of a filter, so you can set up that filter and give it to a external
And we
customer.
already have, when we set up the manual, when you do the initial setup and
Correct.
figure out how your screen's going to look, we put in a radio button for the customer. So our
Okay.
loads are associated with a customer.
Okay.
And so if there was a way, to give them restricted access to just those loads that have their radio button,
That'll be beneficial. Yeah.
but now that you put it like that, there's really nothing on LoadProof for other customers that I would have a problem with them seeing. So I might as well just give them access to all of it and stop sending them pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's where we can help you guys, right? We can there might be easier ways to do it rather than downloading the PDF every single time, right? Especially right if it's going to take time. Okay, great. So do you have any ideas for improvement? Anything else that we can do that'll make your life even better? That'll help you guys, with LoadProof.
So we have run into issues where, like I had an employee who dropped their phone in water.
Okay.
And so she was logged into LoadProof. Well, now she had to get a new phone. She can't log in on her new phone because it says she's still logged in on her old phone. And so like her username is no good anymore because she can't log in.
Okay.
And so a way to, force a log out or reset someone so that, they can log in again. I know I talked to customer support or someone and they explained the reason why, you have to have a unique log on, and like I can't be logged in as myself on my phone and have somebody else logged in as me on another device.
Yeah.
But being able to force a log out so that, we can set them up. Or we had another issue where, and they shouldn't have been doing this, but they were sharing the same login.
Yeah.
And so someone logged in on their phone and then the same user logged in on a different device. Well, they couldn't log out of the first device because it wouldn't log in because they were, like it basically trapped one device.
Correct. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah. It's all restricted.
And so they were doing it wrong, but now we've got a device that LoadProof won't work on at all because it says that it's logged in, but it won't let you log in and it won't let you log out. And so you're just kind of stuck.
You can kill the app. I mean, you can kill the app and restart it. You'll be fine. And
it wouldn't let her
log back in. You can always go to the LoadProof user and delete that user and recreate a new user. Yeah. So there are other ways to overcome it. Yeah. So I mean, those things can be solved easily. So I mean, have you guys thought about any other areas that LoadProof might be beneficial for you guys? Is it at this point, are you using only for outbound?
We're currently using it for outbound.
Okay.
We've talked about using it in other areas and have implemented that some. With like quality issues and things like that.
You haven't gotten...
But the most consistent basis that we use it is for outbound.
Outbound, and that's primarily so these are customers, it's like a OEM brand, or is it like some kind of a manufacturing, customer? Is that what it is? And you guys are providing logistics and distribution services for them. Is that what it is?
So we're sending the final goods into retail settings. So, it's going from our distribution center to a retailer distribution center where their receiving practices are not always perfect. And so you get into this he said, she said, where we say we shipped it all, but they say they received it short. And then we've got to be able to prove, well, we shipped it all and I don't know how it got where it got to, but...
Correct. It
you
was
know,
perfect when it left our facility, right?
it left here perfect.
Okay, perfect. So I want to ask the retailer side of things. How has it been? How helpful LoadProof has been. Having these conversations with the retailer, right?
That I don't know, because there's a layer between me and them.
Okay.
I'm sending this back to my customer and saying, no, it left here right.
Okay.
So I could ask the question of, are you able to use these load proof photos to force them, to pay for these shortages and things? Because what happens is
Yep.
there's a lot of lag time. Like, we send a shipment, and then my customer may not realize that it was short
Yeah.
until their customer short pays an invoice 60 days later.
Oh, okay.
And so
Okay.
then
Okay.
they have this short paid invoice, and they're like, they short paid it. They say it was short 2 cases. So
Yep.
then we look at pictures, we send them the pictures, we say it left here with all the cases.
Yep.
Then, it becomes this whole, well, did it get there? Did the carrier lose it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once I've proven that it left here correctly, I
Then
kind of wash my
you're
hands
good.
of it.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Your part of the job ends there. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. So I mean, who is the carrier? Is it the carrier's paid by the retailer, or your customer is paying the carrier, or you guys pay?
My customer pays the carrier.
Okay.
And so, how they deal with those freight claims, whether they get paid for them by the carrier or they get paid for them by, if they're able to prove you actually did receive this and I need you to pay me for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of out of my purview.
Correct. Okay.
But I, from a 3PL perspective, the most important thing for us is just being able to prove that we did it right.
Correct. And who are some of the retailers that your customer is dealing with? Do you know?
So they're in convenience stores. So it's like McLean Distribution, Core-Mark, E.B. Brown, these big like national distribution centers that supply convenience stores.
Ah, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
And so they're big, automated warehouses, and a lot of times they receive things wrong.
Yeah.
But convincing them that they've received something wrong is
not an easy task. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And so, like, for instance, we had just today, the carrier reached out to me and said, this customer has refused 21 cases on. They've said they had an overage of 21 on this shipment, and they were short 21 on this shipment.
Oh.
That were both loaded onto the same truck. Could you have shipped it wrong? And I went back and looked, and it actually left our facility on 2 separate days.
Yeah.
And just ended up in the LTL network, arriving to the customer on the same day.
Got it.
And so we know we shipped it right, because by the time the second order came into the system, our first order was already gone.
Okay.
So we couldn't have mixed it up.
Okay.
So they either mixed it up at receiving or they mixed it up in transit.
Yeah.
But with our pictures from LoadProof, we were able to show that it left here right,
And also different dates, right? Hey, this left on this date and this left a few days after the first shipment. Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, that's great. And what are some of your products like? I mean, is it like the convenience store? What are some of your products like?
So this particular customer, these are e-cigarettes, so they're pretty high value.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is why it's important. But as a 3PL, I mean, we have all different kinds of products.
Great. So it sounds like it's all high value products. I mean, it's not like I mean, we deal with all types of customers. We have a lot of food customers that are shipping FTL, that's still low value, but still a lot of volume, and it adds up. If you're putting 45 pallets in a trailer, that's still a lot, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And would you recommend someone LoadProof if they're having similar issues like you guys?
Yes, it's a great repository of information. It's much better than trying to take the pictures and file them in some way on your own server or send them via email.
Yeah.
It's a great place to have